What if I told you that bears, the mighty giants of the forest, started out as tiny, raccoon-like creatures? We often marvel at the size and strength of modern bears, but their journey through history is just as fascinating. From small, raccoon-like ancestors to the towering grizzly bears and polar bears that dominate their habitats, the evolution of bears spans millions of years and countless adaptations. Join us as we explore the incredible transformation of these majestic animals, uncovering the secrets behind their success and the challenges they overcame along the way. Bears are part of a large group of mostly meat-eating animals called carnivores. Within this group, bears are in a subgroup more related to dogs than cats, which includes raccoons, weasels, badgers, and seals. Many scientists think bears are most closely related to seals, sharing a common ancestor around 35 to 40 million years ago. An early ancestor, Perictus, lived about 38 million years ago in North America and was small, about the size of a house cat, and resembled a raccoon-wolverine mix. Bears and seals, while looking very different today, share a common evolutionary history. Their ancestor was likely small and agile, navigating a world filled with threats. Some early bears evolved to resemble dogs more than modern bears, adapting to open areas and developing features like a digitigrade foot posture for faster running, similar to wolves. This adaptation contrasts with today's bears, which have a plantigrade foot posture allowing them to dig and forage but not run long distances. The Hemicyanidés, sometimes called dog bears, were a special group that adapted to a more open environment. These early bears had longer legs and a more streamlined body, allowing them to move quickly. Their diet and way of life made them look like big, strong dogs rather than the heavy bears we know today. This evolutionary path shows how different environments can shape the bodies and behaviors of animals. While modern bears are built for strength and foraging, Hemicyanidés were built for speed and endurance. Modern bears have kept the plantigrade foot posture, which gives them strong, useful paws. This helps them dig, turn over rocks, and even break into beehives. Their strong paws are also good for catching fish, climbing trees, and handling food. Bears' varied diets and behaviors show how adaptable they are. From polar bears hunting seals in the Arctic to brown bears searching for berries in forests, bears have evolved to live in many places. In contrast, dogs and their wild relatives, like wolves and coyotes, are adapted for long-distance travel and hunting. Their digitigrade posture, standing on their toes, makes them good runners, able to chase prey over long distances. This difference in foot posture between bears and dogs is a good example of how different ways of living can lead to different evolutionary changes. While bears are strong and versatile foragers, dogs are agile and persistent hunters. The earliest bear that led to modern bears was called Ursavis, appearing about 25 million years ago in the late Oligocene period. These animals aren't well known because their remains are mostly broken pieces. However, their fragments have been found worldwide, showing they were quite successful. They were still not very large, with the biggest species being no bigger than a wolf. They had tails and probably looked more like a raccoon or a wolverine than any living bear. One species of Ursavis, named Ursavis elmensis, had the beginnings of a tooth structure that was very important for later bears. This tooth structure helped them eat plant foods more easily. Carnivores all came from a meat-eating ancestor about 60 million years ago after the dinosaurs died out. This is why many of them are meat eaters and have traits common to meat eaters. Some of these mammals, like raccoons, some badgers, and the binturong, have evolved to eat other foods like fruits and nuts or other plants sometimes. However, bears are the only omnivorous carnivores that have evolved to have large or even giant body sizes. Among carnivores, usually, the bigger they get, the more meat they eat. This is shown in the fossil record too. For example, the giant raccoon relative Chapalmalania, which lived in South America about 3 million years ago, ate a lot more meat than modern raccoons. Megalictus, a large 50-kilo relative of badgers, was completely predatory. This may be because as these animals evolved from a meat-eating ancestor, they do not have a digestive system or gut bacteria well adapted to eating plant material. This may limit their size because a bigger body needs more energy. Bears may have broken this trend because their special teeth allowed them to digest plant foods more easily. This, combined with their ability to hibernate during the winter to save energy, has allowed them to maintain an omnivorous diet and the benefits it brings while having large bodies. This might also be why the only fully herbivorous carnivore is a bear. Pandas. Pandas are the most distantly related bears. DNA shows they split from other bears around 19 million years ago. At this time, grassy areas started spreading across the world as Earth's temperatures were dropping. Jungles became dry forests, and forests turned into grasslands. These changes greatly affected many animals, including bears, which had to adapt to live in more open spaces. Some bears developed new features to help them on the plains, like a lighter build and longer legs. These bears were called short-faced bears, although the name refers to their body type rather than a bear family since some weren't closely related. The first of these bears was Agriotherium, which appeared around 13 million years ago and spread across much of the world. They are the only bears known to have lived in sub-Saharan Africa, with fossils found in Ethiopia. Then there was Arctodus, which lived in North America from around 3 million years ago during the Ice Age. These bears were massive, had longer legs, and were less stocky than modern bears, likely meaning they could move faster or for longer. They also had powerful jaws, with shorter snouts compared to modern bears, giving them more leverage to bite down on their food, allowing them to deliver a greater bite force. Due to these features, it was thought they evolved to be more predatory and carnivorous, hunting large prey more than modern bears. However, their unique features don't mean they were savage predators, as bite force isn't a good indicator of predatory behavior among bears. For instance, pandas have a high bite force, and the only completely carnivorous bears, polar bears, have a relatively low one. Analysis of Arctodus skeletons shows they couldn't handle the high stresses of tackling large prey. It is now believed that short-faced bears were kleptoparasitic, meaning they would scare other predators away and steal their food after the predators did all the work catching and killing the animals. This explains why they had a high bite force, as by the time they got to some of these carcasses, the flesh may have rotted away or been eaten. A strong bite force let them crack open bones to get at the marrow. It also explains why these bears had a lighter build with longer legs, as they would have to travel long distances to find carcasses to feed on. The short-faced bears were part of the Tremarctini family, the only bears to make it to South America, crossing over when the continents connected to North America about 2 million years ago. One of the short-faced bears in South America was Arctotherium. Some species of Arctotherium were taller than a human while standing normally, and some weight estimates placed them well over a ton, making them the largest bears ever known. The Tremarctini family is extinct except for one member, the spectacled bear of South America. This bear is closely related to Ice Age giants more than any current bear. Most bears today belong to the Ursini family, descending from the Ursus minimus that lived about 5 to 6 million years ago in Europe. This includes modern bears like brown and polar bears, which evolved recently in geological terms. Chimpanzees and humans split around 5 to 7 million years ago, during which many ancient bear species went extinct at the end of the Miocene epoch. This allowed new bears like the black and brown bears to evolve quickly to fill ecological gaps. Polar bears, the latest to evolve, developed from brown bears but adapted unique traits for Arctic living, like webbed paws and a metabolism suited for a fatty diet from marine mammals. This adaptation helps them avoid heart disease despite their diet. Genetic studies show brown bears and polar bears split between 300,000 to over 1 million years ago, indicating a rapid evolution to their environments. Did you know pandas are more closely related to ancient short-faced bears than to any living bear? Like and subscribe for more fascinating facts.